All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live for the third week of the Edmonton Quarantine Charity Cup, presented by Overclock Gaming and ICU Video, all in the hopes of raising some extra funds for the Edmonton Food Bank to help out during these trying times here. We're just getting ready in characters or in Champ Select, making sure that the teams are fully set up and ready to go here. So it'll still be just a minute or two before we actually get the match underway here. But I'm Kevin Noteman Kyle, here solo for now. Tim Los Panderos Cooper, who has been with me on the cast for the last 2 weeks, unfortunately is a little busy right now, so he will not be available for at least this first match, but he should hopefully be joining us later today. In the meantime, we're just going to have to wait here. We've got a matchup between Inverse Area and Team Honorable. Inverse Area being negative space, which if you follow the Overclock Gaming tournament scene, regular contenders in those tournaments have won several of them. Watery, Watery being one of the main ones, Kitten and others, but they have several subs today, so they have changed up the name just a little bit. And Honorable, we have several players coming back from last week. G Toast Buddy is back, and Jamakin Banana ready to go. So we will be getting ready for game here in just a few minutes, so stick around. We'll be right back with the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Had a few quick technical difficulties there, but they have been sorted out, and we are now into character select for game number 1 of tonight's best of 3 series in the Edmonton Quarantine Charity Cup Showmatch. Week number 3 going on here. I'm Kevin Noteman Kyle, back once again by myself for at least game 1 here. Tim Los Banderos Cooper, a little busy with the reopening of Overclock Gaming now that some of the restrictions have been lifted on stores and services. Overclocked is now able to open its stores once again. So best of luck with that to him. Meanwhile, I am downtown currently at my own apartment, spectating and continuing with social distancing while our stream is being set up and run by ICU Video in their headquarters up in the north side of Edmonton. So shout out to them for getting this up and running and managing to get a fairly decent stream, I'm hoping, working right here. So we start off the game with the first bands coming out. Inverse Area on the blue side and Honorable on the red side. Syndra, Ivern and Tristana being the bans for blue side, Anivia, Jace, and Rumble being the bans on the red side. Ivern we saw last week being banned against Toast a fair bit, so definitely seems like one of those specific bans targeted at junglers like Toast makes a name for himself on a jungler, and you don't want him to have it. Meanwhile, we have Nautilus picked up and set. Nautilus being one of the top supports of the last several patches. He's really risen to prominence with just the innate tankiness and CC abilities that he has. Set has been, if you ask some people, busted top laner since his release. Still very strong even after several nerfs. Varus as well being picked up. Strong 80 caster 80 carry down in the bot lane. And meanwhile, Xayah picked up. So Xayah Nautilus is looking like in the bot lane here. That Nautilus could be flexed into the mid or top lane or even the jungle. But from what I've seen on these patches, likely going to be the Nautilus support. And it looks like an Olaf being hovered right now for the jungle for Inverse Area here. And that will be locked in. So the Olaf, really strong dueling jungler, can run down just about anybody who he wants as long as he starts landing one of those axes. It's very hard to get away from him. So very strong pick potential there coming out from the jungle support duo of Nautilus and Olaf. Meanwhile, getting into the last pick here, last couple seconds, will be the Thresh. So Thresh, Varus versus Nautilus, Xayah down in the bot lane. Both the bot lanes being picked up in the first rotation. Not too uncommon to see in higher levels of play. The bot lane, generally you want to grab a sturdy pairing down in that bot lane and get away with it before all the bans come out. Fiora going to be banned out by Team Honorable here. Very strong duelist in the top lane. Chasing Summers definitely made a name on that champion in the Edmonton scene. I've seen him perform on it a couple of times in tournaments, not too often, as it usually gets banned away from him for good reason. The LeBlanc ban coming out as well, so no mid lane LeBlanc going to be able to chase down that Xayah in the late game. Very strong roaming assassin there, taken away. And Orianna, so targeting one ban to the top lane, one ban to the mid lane there. The control mage Orianna, not really too high priority over the last couple patches, though we haven't gotten to the Worlds patch yet, which if you've followed League of Legends for the last 10 years, you'll know Orianna always somehow manages to pop up in the meta during that Worlds time. So likely we'll see a fair bit more of her coming out if past logic dictates that we should be seeing her a fair bit coming up in the next several patches here. And Akali being banned out, definitely not one of the champions that's had a lot of prominence in the last couple of months. She got banned very hard towards the end of last season there. or she got nerfed very hard towards the end of last season. So I believe she got buffs on a recent patch that's trying to get her back up to a more consistent playing level. But we do see the Maokai in the top lane here coming out, or actually, might yeah, it looks like the top lane probably for Maokai could be a jungle pick, but definitely has been seen in the top lane a lot. So that would likely mean the set going in the jungle. Shen coming out as the counter pick in the top lane. So we'll have a big tank duel going on up top lane. So likely not too much killing there, but a lot of team fight potential coming from those two picks. Corki, meanwhile, being picked up in the mid lane. So Orianna, definitely one of those control mages. Wave clears very well. You get that out of Corki for sure. So a nice little change with the Orianna band away, if that's kind of what you want in your comp. Which will be countered by the Cassidy, which might have some troubles in this lane if that stays on the mid laner there. Definitely that range versus melee matchup tends to not go too well for if at the higher levels of play. It's very hard to play against in that ranged melee matchup. But if Cassidy can survive, he has been showing up and getting a lot stronger over the last couple patches. And if he can make it to that mid to late game, start rift walking around the map, he can really get some damage done early on. Early on and into the later game. Scales very well. Corki, meanwhile, also scaling pretty well, being an 80 carry. Does help you build up towards that late game status. But both the team comps pretty basic in how they do things. And just my webcam here a little bit. And I welcome you to my apartment here, downtown Edmonton, Alberta. We will just be waiting the extra little 3 minutes for the spectator delay here. Unfortunately, we are not on tournament realm, so we are stuck having to wait 3 minutes while the game gets started for the players before we can get in here. So once again, running down the lineups, we've got Xayah, Shen, Olaf, Nautilus, and Corki coming out for inverse area on the blue side. Maokai, Set, Cassidy, and Varus and Thresh coming out for Honorable on the right side. Jamakin Banana playing that Thresh. We saw him playing Hook Champions last week. I believe it was a Thresh last week as well, and playing extremely well on those. So looking to have a repeat performance this week. Buddy is back on the Varus. Had some strong showings with his 80 carries. I believe Varus might have been one of them in last week's set of matches, which were all absolute barn burners. Going the full distance after a very dominant game one, a reverse sweep came out, and just really fun matches to commentate and watch. So, but we do have the duel of the Hook support laners, Thresh versus Nautilus. Thresh kind of being one of the OG ones, kind of the second Hook support after Blitzcrank. So you saw a lot of support mains really gravitate towards Thresh back in Season 3 when he first came out, just because of how fun and how strong being able to pull in your opponent is, and a lot of skill expression being able to come out from that character with the Lantern, with the Flay, even his ultimate, the box, getting that set up in the right areas to slow down your opponents properly. Really strong, high skill expression champion that has managed to stick around and be a top tier support for a lot of players throughout the 7 years that he's been around now. And Cassidy, I believe it's going to be Cassidy versus Corki in the mid lane. Chasing Summer is the one holding on to the Xayah, which usually we see him in the top lanes. So that's going to be interesting seeing if Chasing Summer moves down into the 80 carry role for this game, playing the Xayah, or maybe he's taking the Xayah into the top lane to go against the Maokai. That would be an interesting pickup. We do see Jitos playing the set in the jungle, so that will be a top lane Maokai. Shen being taken by Connor McDaddy here, and we'll have to see where the Zaya goes to find out whether he's being played in the top lane or not. And I believe it was a jungle Olaf. I didn't double check on his summoner spells there, but it should be a smite jungle Olaf coming in. And we are getting into the loading screen, so we will be in game shortly here. So if you're following along on twitch.tv or on YouTube, we're live on both for today's games. You can say in the chat who you want to win and cheer on your favorite teams there. We've got Inverse Area once again on the blue side. Watery, Connor McDaddy, Specialty, Chasing Summer, and Kitten versus Honorable on the red side. Velocitatum, Jitos, Dark Wings, Buddy is back, and Jamakin Banana all loading in here. And we will be starting up the game very shortly. Right as soon as the spectator finishes up loading here. And yeah, we do have Specialty running the Olaf in the jungle there against Jito's Set. So that will be an interesting matchup. Both the Set and Olaf, characters that get a lot stronger the lower health they are. Set being able to build up that grit passive, get some massive shield, some massive true damage, while Olaf building up attack speed and lifesteal. With the lower his health goes, the Viking Raider that doesn't want to go down here. It looks like it will be a Corki in the mid lane, Shen versus Maokai in the top lane, so that will be a big tank battle, so we won't see too much action going on in the top lane likely early on here. It's very hard to kill both of those opponents, both of those characters, especially when they don't have a whole lot of damage for themselves. Watery and Jamek and Banana looking very closely. Not going to find each other there, though. A ward was swept away, though, by Jamakin and Jitos there. So a little bit of vision denied early on. So we'll see how that impacts how Specialty moves through his pathing, where he wants to gank first, and trying to match Jitos in that set. We're starting off with both junglers starting on the top side, so Set will be getting that red buff first, and Specialty in that Olaf taking the blue buff. Blue buff, definitely one of the ones you want early on Olaf to help your clear out. Generally burning a lot of mana for those extra axe tosses really helps your jungle clear speed, as Olaf can clear camps extremely fast between his axe toss and his attack speed boost. Down in bot lane, just some basic farming going on. We see the early push coming out from Chasing Summer and Watery as they get the level 2. The hook misses, but the flash burned by Jamek and Banana already. Top lane, we're going to see the wet noodle fight up there. Maokai getting the early shove onto Shen. Not too out of the ordinary, as Olaf does come down into the bot lanes. Dark Wings will get slowed up, gets the true damage out, but will not find any kills or even any summoners. Dark Wings being able to know he's safe enough, doesn't have to burn that flash. No hard CC there to lock him up. And so a little bit of action going on early here in this game. Connor McDaddy with the taunt, trying to just deny some CS here, but just going to get shoved in here. The AoE from Maokai definitely helping get that early advantage, early shove going. The slow push coming through from both of them. Meanwhile, the Set looks to be taking the Scuttle Crab down in the bottom river. If you look at the map, you can see him working away there. And the push now moving back towards blue side and Inverse Area's tower here. Chasing Summer getting a little bit poked by the arrow from Varus. And a very slow basic farming matchup going on. We saw the burst of action down in the bot lane from that, hitting that fast level 2 by chasing Summer and Watery there. But not a whole lot happening outside of that. And now we see Connor McDaddy actually going in, getting some major damage down with that Q. Velocitatum going down very low. The flash away from the taunt keeps him alive there. And a very strong showing coming out from Connor McDaddy on that Shen. The flash forward by Watery gets the hook onto Jamaican Banana. He will get rooted up. The Olaf going very low will get taken down, but first blood goes the way of Specialty. Buddy is back though, now with a red buff, has a pot burning, will try to face Chasing Summer, and that will be a mistake as Chasing Summer gets the root onto him at the end with the Blade Caller after a great hook by Watery, just continuing to nail down those, and Flash and Heal both burned by the bot lane on Honorable's side here, so that will be very dangerous going into the next few minutes as Velocitatum getting taunted up by Connor McDaddy here, but he might be in trouble. Set is here for the assist, and he will be taken low and taken down. The taunt playing very aggressively in the top lane, but going to get punished for that one. Stepping a little too far, and G-Toast, knowing that nobody was going to be there to counter gank him, gets the free gank. Meanwhile, Specialty looking around in the blue side jungle of red here. Kitten now very low, will get slowed up. The damage coming out, and Darkwings just getting a free kill there. No flash or anything burnt by Kitten. Knows he wasn't able to get out of range of the Q. The level 6 coming out from Cassidon now has the Rift Walk available as well, so that is not something you want to see early on, is a kill picked up by Cassidon in that ranged matchup. And now Watery looking for another hook onto Buddy here, gets the root down, will take the Lantern though, and be safe. Watery gets pulled in, but still a very tanky man, that Nautilus, and will be safe from that one. Doesn't even get tower aggro. But action continuing to boil over here. Now that some of the levels have been gained up, and Watery definitely looking to get in where he can. We'll probably see him roam here once this wave gets shoved out once again. And Darkwing is going to Rift Walk in, take some poke damage, but returning just as much back onto the Corki with that engage. Cassidon sitting very strong now, has a Blasting Wand, and it's huge damage that comes out, but not quite enough. Kitten barely survives through that one. The teleport having been burnt already after dying earlier. It's going to have to be very careful, as Cassidon can just Rift Walk up very quickly and burst you down before you can even think about it. So the dragon being started up by Inverse Area here. G-Toast on the wrong side of the map for this one, so this should be the free Fire Dragon going the way of Inverse Area. So that will be first dragon of the match. We'll have to see which one comes up next here. But definitely a good dragon to have with a double 80 carry composition, such as the Corki and Xayah here. Meanwhile, Kitten definitely getting aggressed on now. Darkwings has the strength in this matchup, and he Rift Walks forward and just gets the kill. No problems asked there. And now Jamek and Banana trying to find the hook onto Xayah there. Chasing Summer just keeping Buddy is back away from the CS, garnering up a 20 CS lead so far, and Watery continuing to be a menace as well with the hooks down in the bot lane. Lots of early action going on here. Little bit surprising that the Corki having such a tough time now. Cassidon managing to live to that level 6 point has become a real problem for Inverse Area now. We'll just be able to scale up, and we've seen him just running absolutely roughshod in that lane here. Connor McDaddy now gets the taunt onto Velocitatum, and he will be taken down here as the Olaf comes up for the help here. Watery now going in a little deep. The ulti comes out. The Thresh going very low. The ulti coming out from Xayah will pick up the double kill with the help from Shen here, but Cassidon with the Rift Walk down finishes off the kill. in the bot lane, and the roam from Kassadin definitely helping out now. 4-0-1, so that is a very scary Kassadin. Zaya managing to pick up a kill and an assist there, I believe, at the end. I'm not sure where, I believe Shen teleported in there. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that is where one of the kills came in. Managed to pick up one of either the Thresh or the Shen as Zaya and Nautilus went in under tower there. So, a lot of action popping off early here. 5 kills to 7, 15k gold to 16. So a very even game so far, but the first Dragon and now the first Rift Herald going the way of Inverse Area. So you like to see that if you're a fan of Inverse of Space. Definitely having those objective wins so far. We'll have to see where that Rift Herald decides to go. One plate being taken already in the in the bottom and the mid lane. And Connor McDaddy now having a few levels is able to really dictate how this lane matchup goes, but Maokai definitely still having the shoving power, AoE power that he does over that Shen. Specialty trying to get something, but again, a lack of hard CC not really helping out in these ganks. As both the teams will just go and reset here. Set down in the bot lane. The actual engage coming out here from Watchery. The box will extremely slow him down. The hook comes out. He will be going down here. Jitos on the backside. Not going to be needed. Buddy is back. Will pick that kill up for free. And Zaya just going to run all the way back to the inner tower, making sure that she can't be dove here. So they will go and try to pick up some plates. Specialty here for the assist as Jamakin Banana goes in under tower, has the stopwatch, will manage to slow down the damage on him, but Toast will go down under tower. The tower aggro too much, and the damage from Zaya. The Blade Caller comes out. Jamakin Banana goes down. The slow lands onto Buddy is back, but now Darkwing's going in onto Specialty. Will manage to get away from this one, and Kitten coming in to clean up the kill onto Buddy is back. Not able to get away from that one, so a 3-for-none down in the bot lane. After Watery getting picked off earlier on. And now the dive onto Kassadin down in the bot lane. The ulti comes out from Zaya. The Blade Caller finishes him off. Watery tanking up the tower, keeps himself safe. They will bring out the Rift Herald. Shelly going to attack that tower. Especially going to have to back away here as he was tanky tower aggro. Almost goes down there. And the charge will be enough to take out the turret. Managed to get it down to 2 plates before the charge came off. So a free true damage kill on that tower. Despite all the armor it stacks up, you can't stop Shelly's charge. Now Kitten continuing to push in the mid lane. Manages to get another plate of his own there. Toast cleans up the wave to keep him from getting a second one. But the pressure really coming out on the side of Inverse Area here early in the game. And we do see the Cloud Drake has spawned, so that will likely be the next big fighting area for both these teams here. So neither a Cloud Drake or Cloud map or a Infernal map will we get this game. It will either be Mountain or Ocean. Both decent buffs on their own, but definitely, I think most players would agree, Ocean being one of the strongest dragons in the game. With that Ocean Soul, just the amount of healing that you get from that dragon is ridiculous, and it's in combat healing too, which just isn't fair, especially when you have some huge tanks like Nautilus and Shen, who already are tough enough to kill as it is. And that will be the Wind Dragon going down very quickly to Specialty's Olaf there. Definitely one of the junglers that can very quickly solo any dragon he wants. And it will be the Mountain Drake coming out this map. So a few more walls being added to Summoner's Rift with the arrival of the Mountain Drake Soul. And Kitten now continuing to push in that mid lane, getting a few more plates here before the plating falls off. Buddy is back, and Jamek and Banana moving up to the top lane, trying to get some pressure down there, as both top and bot have switched sides of the map. With the dragon down, you definitely want your teams ready to go after the second Rift Herald, which should be spawning up in a short while here. And the Olaf popping ulti down in the bot lane, trying to get to Maokai, but he does flash away, I believe, there. Turret plating now going down, and Watery rooted up under the tower, does not have tower aggro on him, so he should be fairly safe. The ulti now popped just to keep Buddy his back, and Chasing Summer going to go under the tower, throws out the ulti, gets the kill with the Blade Caller, but now Watery on the backside is going to be rooted up and killed by Toast and Velocitatum. Chasing Summer now having to run under the tower, will just die to the tower. Jamek and Banana picking up the shutdown on that one. 5, 2, and 3 now for Chasing Summer's Xayah. So a fairly good move here from the top lane to the bottom lane for Chasing Summer. Dark Wings continuing to farm up against Kiddenkin, playing fairly safe and back. Has the Mana Mune to help sustain his mana in lane, so he can really just farm from a safe distance with the rockets, with the Q poke, and shouldn't have too much trouble keeping safe from a very scary Kassadin. 4-1-1 so far, 137 CS, so definitely not a Kassadin that's been held down yet in this match. And Maokai and Shen just continuing to go at it, but Maokai currently getting the better of that trade. The healing coming out fairly strong. Jitos managing to flash away, gets the lantern. Jamek and Banana keeping them safe there. Kitten will manage to hop over the wall. Connor McDaddy coming back in with the Shen. Chasing Summer gets in, slays Darkwings. Buddy is back trying to get in and help, but he's not going to be able to do too much there, as Thresh will just flash over the wall and get away to safety there. But another 3 for 1, sorry, specialty did go down in the chaos there at some point. Teleport coming out down in the bot lane by Kitten, trying to keep that one safe. And the Rift Herald should be going down here. Connor McDaddy will be picking that one up, as Velocitatum now looking to have a duel with the Corki, but Kitten staying fairly safe. Tough matchup to really stay safe. You got to save that Valkyrie until after the CC comes out from Maokai, as Kitten does here. Will go back onto Velocitatum down in the bot lane, continuing to harass, but not the damage he needs to be able to kill that Maokai at this point. Bramble Vest and a Chain Vest picked up, so he has a lot of armor there. So it's going to be very hard for both the AD carries to auto-attack that Maokai down. Meantime, Dark Wings continuing to farm up the mid lane. Kitten now having control of the bottom lane. We'll see where Shen goes. Looks to be up in the top lane now that the top tower is down. 2 towers to 0 so far for Inverse Area. 13 kills to 11. So a nice little 3k gold lead here at 17 minutes. Not too big, but it is a lead nonetheless. Some vision being cleared out down in the riverside here, as a pink ward being cleared by Jamek and Banana. And Specialty sweeping out some wards of his own. Maokai and Shen just continuing to not really deal damage to each other up in the top lane. Just having some fun duking it out while waiting for the minions to respawn. Shen does have to back off after a little bit, though. Not quite having the sustainability that Maokai does with his healing passive. Shen does not have that, so will back off, make sure he's full health and ready to teleport in for this dragon coming up, the first of the next several mountain drakes that we'll see. Meanwhile, Velocitatum going to be able to take that top tower here, very likely. Yeah, and it does go down. The taunt coming out from Connor McDaddy, just going back onto that Maokai. And again, this fight really takes a while to go down here. And in the meantime, Inverse Area will pick up the dragon on the bottom side. No help, no character is going to be available to help deny that one. So now a 3 dragon lead so far ready for the Mountain Soul on the next dragon, and Chasing Summer and Watery will continue their tower destruction here, taking down the last of the outer towers in the mid lane. Watery will get hooked up by Jamek and Banana. He gets dropped really low there. The hook does miss though. Watery now brought in under the tower. The Shen shield will keep him alive for a second longer, but he won't be able to survive it. And Specialty goes in and finishes off Jamek and Banana, so that will be a trade of supports. But pressure still being applied by Inverse Area onto this mid-tier 2. Shelly will be brought out, and Connor McDaddy now having to taunt in. The ulti coming out from Set right onto the Corki does so much damage, and the shutdown comes out. But he's back, killing off Specialty. And a huge ultimate shown off by Set there, dropping the tankiest member on the side of Inverse Area right onto his mid lane carry. And Chasing Summer will stay fairly safe. Buddy is back, dropping fairly low there, but Chasing Summer having to burn all of his summoners plus the ulti to survive, but survive he does. Fairly big shutdown gold available there for Honorable if they manage to kill him, sitting at 7, 2, and 5 so far. 150 gold bounty, so that is a nice little extra boost of gold, plus the 400 they already get for killing him. Or is it 250? I think First Blood is just 400, and then regular kills are 250. Meantime, Kitten picking up that blue buff, going to be able to continue just spamming away with all of his spells, just shooting out rockets left and right as he pleases. And now Chasing Summer, looking to clear out some vision. Looking maybe for a red buff. Won't find one there, but they will find a Maokai in the top lane. Darkwing's trying to take down the bottom tower, but it will be defended by Specialty. Meanwhile, Velocitatum now in a lot of trouble. Goes golden, but it won't keep him alive there. Chasing Summer uses Blade Caller to finish off the kill there. Now Toast on the backside dunks Watery down onto Chasing Summer. Will take that kill, but the Blade Caller coming in again. Does not get a kill. Almost keeps them safe. Chasing Summer now shut down as they go 3 for 1 there. A little bit of an overextension as almost the entire team of Honorable coming in for the collapse. And a very good turnaround there, keeping the kills even and actually taking the lead with that, with those 3 kills. Gold almost dead even, 40.5k to 40.3. 20 minutes into the game, so you got to be pretty happy when you're 20 minutes in and you're dead even on gold, despite being down 3 dragons and 2 Rift Heralds so far. Obviously, you'd like to have a few more dragons under your belt, but I mean, if you're going against a team that already has 3 dragons, you're pretty happy to be even with them. Means good things for the future here. 4 towers to 2 so far. So a little bit more map pressure coming out from the side of Inverse area early on here. Buddy's back will take the red buff there. So Varus with a red buff, definitely a good character for that. True damage burn coming out with the Hurricane. Nope, doesn't have the Hurricane yet. Just has the Rage Blade. And Velocitatum and Connor McDaddy continue to battle out in the top lane here. Just going to continue pounding his head against the brick wall that is Maokai. In the top lane has the Sunfire Cape completed, so not going to be able to do a whole lot to shove in against that sturdy tank. Mana, what is that? The full version of it. Muramana finished up on Corki here with the Triforce, so a huge damage spike for him there. In the meantime, In the meanwhile, Shen continuing to just try and survive in this lane, using his Sunfire to try and clear the wave as best he can. As Kitten gets hooked up by the Thresh there, will manage to package his way out. And Darkwing's hopping back in with the Rift Walk, will stay pretty safe with that one, but Jitos picking up Specialty as he goes in a bit too far. Jitos will get taken down as well as he continues to chase in, as Darkwing gets hooked up by Washery, but he is in all alone and will be singled out and killed there. The chase down now by Darkwing's continuing to Rift Walk forward as the Dragon is waiting there. Both the junglers down. I don't think either team will want to really start this one up without having the smite available to secure it, but will get some vision cleared out by Honorable here. Maokai continuing to be a threat just by himself here, as both the teams continue posturing. And the Dragon is started up by Inverse Area here. This would be Dragon Soul as they come in. The Blade Caller does not get it, but Shen does. Connor McDaddy securing the Dragon Soul. An early Mountain Dragon Soul coming out for Inverse Area, but how will the fight go? Cassidy coming in, shutting down Chasing Summer on the backside. Kitten goes down as well. Both the damage dealers down early. Specialty left all alone by himself against 4 members, so they have the Dragon, but at what cost? Darkwing's continuing the chase. The Rift Walk's coming out, and Connor McDaddy in a lot of trouble here. Gets pulled back in by Shen, getting very low, and the jump in with the Rift Walk by Darkwings will seal his fate, as they go 4 for 1, sorry. Maokai does go down in that fight, but the Dragon Soul going the way of Inverse Area and the blue team here. So definitely not what you want to see, but that does mean that our next Dragon coming up will be Elder Dragon. Definitely a Dragon that can help out, especially against this Mountain Dragon up team. Having that extra ability, to execute your opponents after you get them to a certain threshold, just makes it all that much easier. So, still the chance for Honorable here to come back with the Elder Dragon, though currently undefeated in objectives is Inverse Area. So, we'll have to see how that goes. Darkwings and that Cassin just continuing to be a menace across the map. Now going into lane against Connor McDaddy here in the bottom side, and the Baron being started up by Inverse Area. 4 members on the map. Shen will be able to get to that fight a lot faster, though the Cassin now starting his teleport on the backside. Will have a great flank here as Jitos gets stunned up by the Shen on the backside. Velocitatum comes in, kills off Specialty, as the Ragnarok does not help him survive through that. Darkwing's now trying to chase down onto Chasing Summer. He will continue to run away here. Blade Caller not finding its mark, and Chasing Summer will go down. Jemek and Banana picking up that kill. Kitten Gun getting finished off earlier in the fight. And now the Baron started up by Honorable here. Quite a turn of events. After getting that Mountain Dragon, it seems like things are just falling apart for Inverse Area. They lose 2 fights in a row now. And Connor McDaddy trying to taunt in there. Will stay alive for a while, but the Baron not being focused will not have a chance to steal that one away. Darkwings goes unstoppable. 9-2 and 8 now on the Cassidon. And the Baron on Team Honorable. And quite a turn now after securing the Dragon Soul. It seems like Team Honorable out in the lead with a 5k gold lead. Has the Baron buff and will be able to start just taking down towers. Elder Dragon going to be spawning here very shortly. About 2.5 minutes. So around the 30-minute mark, we will be seeing that coming up. And Kitten now being chased down by Darkwings. Does not have any chance in that matchup. Cassidy just having so much mobility, even a Corki cannot get away from him. And Darkwing's just hitting all of his items here, has the fully built Rod of Ages along with the Seraph's Embrace, almost finish off the death cap as the fight gets started out in the bot lane. Chasing Summer's ulti lands onto a whole lot of people, gets with the Blade Caller. G-Toes going down, taken down very low, but now Chasing Summer rooted up, has to run away here. Darkwing's coming in, trying to finish up some kills as he chases down Chasing Summer. Will not land the slow. Chasing Summer has the Mountain Shield back again, but the burst is there. The ace coming out by Kassadin, a shutdown for Xayah, but that's all they will get as Team Honorable is now breaking open the base. The mid inhibitor going down, and yet another fight continuing to be won by Team Honorable here. That Baron buff just proving to be too much. And again, we'll just have to clean up the remaining minions in the mid lane as supers will start to spawn there very shortly, keeping a constant pressure onto that base. The top lane inner tower will go down as well as a prize there. So a total of 3 towers and an inhibitor picked up for winning that fight. Small expansion up to 6k now of a gold lead for Honorable. 21 kills to 32, so they've really been running away with these fights with really only 1, maybe 2 at most going down while taking 4 of their own in these fights. Both Toast and Velocitatum being absolute menaces on the backline, both extremely hard to kill, the Set and the Maokai. So, and Darkwings and that Kassadin just proving to be too much to handle. Very high damage output, especially now. That was before the Rabadon's death cap was finished, so that huge boost to the damage on the Kassadin now available with that bonus percentage. Kitten now finding Kassadin in the mid lane, will have to package his way out of there. Velocitatum actually gets rooted up in behind the Dragon Pit, has to flash the wall. Will be safe as Kassadin continuing to put pressure down in the mid lane, letting the supers just run down mid there. As the engage comes out from Watchery, Velocitatum will get the Lantern away here as Darkwings just chases down Corki on the backside and kills him off. Specialty will help manage to finish off the Kassadin finally, and the ulti coming out from Chasing Summer will dodge out on the set damage here as he drops Watchery down onto them, but the kills still come out the way of Honorable here. 3 kills to 2. Chasing Summer and Specialty, the ones left alive, both junglers up, so the smites are available here. And that Elder Dragon is a big prize as Velocitatum goes in onto Specialty. He will be killed off. G-Toes pulls in Chasing Summer. Chasing Summer manages to kill off. Buddy is back. Gets the root onto G-Toes, but it won't be enough. The ace come in the way of Honorable here, and Toast will just back away, heal up, and get ready for the next fight. So a very, very close call, but the Blade Caller just slightly on cooldown too long, not able to peel himself away from the set in time as Chasing Summer. But they will save the Elder Dragon, and they will get the chance to fight over it again here. With how these fights have been going and how quickly that Kassadin bursts down these house bars, if they get that Elder Dragon, Team Honorable, it will be extremely hard for Inverse Area to fight against that because then you get to the point where even if you survive Kassadin's initial burst, most times with the Elder Dragon, it should put you pretty much in execution range, so you will just immediately get dropped anyways, which is a very scary thought if you're Kitten and Chasing Summer, who are already having trouble surviving this Kassadin just dashing into the back line and getting to do whatever he wants back there. The Elder Dragon is started up here as Darkwings continues to push down the base, takes down the top inhibitor tower, as well as the inhibitor. Will continue with the push there. Kitten is back to respawn. The fight goes out. The dragon goes away of inverse area, and this might be how they need to win the fights. Buddy's back will kite away from these. Olaf manages to kill him off before going down there. And Chasing Summer now hooked up. Jamek and Banana not quite getting the play. The ulti comes out from Chasing Summer. Will flash the wall, but Maokai is there to chase him down. Kitten now on the backside going to get killed as well as Gonner McDaddy, the only one left alive with that Elder Dragon. They had the execution bonus, but it's not enough to help them win the fight. And Team Honorable are pushing in the base. They have the minions there. They will be ending the game. And Dark Wings and that Cassin will rift walk Team Honorable into victory in game number 1. Woo! Really, really exciting 34 minutes there. Started off a little bit slow, but both the teams picking up the pace once we hit that 10-minute mark or so, hit the level 6 ultis. We see early on some of that top lane action that was happening. Velocity taken very low, but a very good flash keeps them alive in that one. And just a very strong showing from both teams. Very back and forth. It was really tough to tell who would win this game until we got to the very end. Like, either team could have taken it, but in the end, it is Team Honorable taking game number 1. This is a best of 3 series for the show matches. So Inverse Area will have the chance to adapt and change up their strategy and come back. Maybe ban out that Cassin. We'll have to see what they want to do, but we'll have to leave that for the next game, as I'm going to take a quick break. The teams are getting ready in the lobby right now, so we will be back very shortly with some more League of Legends actions with Game 2 of week number 3 of the Edmonton Quarantine Charity Cup show matches, all leading up to the Edmonton Quarantine Charity Cup next weekend. Stick around. We've got more action coming your way. of Week 3's show match for the Edmonton Quarantine Charity Cup, brought to you by Overclock Gaming and ICU Video Productions. I'm Kevin the Noteman Kyle, solo at the moment, but with any luck, we will have Tim Los Panderos Cooper joining me once again on the call later this game. He is just finishing up some stuff at Overclocked and will hopefully be joining in as we get this game underway. We are in Champ Select for game number 2. The teams have swapped sides. We have Inverse Area on the red side and Honorable on the blue side this time around. As we see, I believe, pretty much the same bands coming out early on here. Anivia, Rumble, and Jace being the bands for Honorable, and Ivern, Syndra, and Tristana being the bands for Inverse Area. Set once again being picked up, so likely going to see G-Toast on that once again. Had a very good game with that set, managing to pick up several kills and be, in general, a very tanky nuisance on the back line, as Set is off to do. Meanwhile, the Nunu being picked up will be interesting to see that one. Likely a jungle Nunu. I don't see it going pretty much anywhere else, but we'll have to wait a little bit to see in Champ Select. Karma coming out, that can definitely be flexed between mid and support. Even net sometimes top lane. I believe that was going on at the start of the season, if I remember correctly, with top lane Karma building a bit tankier and being very hard to kill with all of her shields and healing from the enhanced root. Meanwhile, we see Varus being picked up again, so Buddy's back, going to take that one again for game number 2 here. Definitely had a pretty good showing, had some very good ultis throughout the match, keeping people locked down. Dark Wings, the Kassadin is available, so I'm curious if they want to go and pick that up now, but they will go with the Thresh here. Keep that one on Jamakin Banana there. Definitely played very well with that one, landing several very good hooks and being all around quite helpful to his team. Had some incredible lanterns that saved multiple members of his team over the course of the game. And we do see the Kassadin being banned away with the first ban of round number 2 here. Corky being also banned away with that Kassadin ban, maybe not quite wanting that Corky to go into the hands of Kitten there. Definitely still a very strong champion, even if Kitten didn't have the best game last game on it. Definitely still a very good champion and a very good player behind there. So could easily turn that around this game, but won't be allowed to do it. And the LeBlanc ban we will see once again, as well as Orange. So the Fiora being left out of the ban phase here. Chasing Summer on Xayah once again, so not necessarily needing to ban that one away now that Honorable knows that it's going to be Chasing Summer down in the bottom lane and not being able to pick up that Fiora. Maybe not as scared of that pickup coming out of Connor McDaddy. So, but we do see with the Corky being banned. Oh, we have a guest here, I believe.
Hello, I'm joining the cast.
Hello, he is here. I'm not sure what microphone you're on, but you are here.
Oh, does it sound very far away?
You sound a little echoey.
I'll be right back.
So we will be joined by Tim here very shortly. Meanwhile, the picks coming out here. Orianna not being banned away last game will be picked up here as the ban went over to the Corky instead. So Kitten going to be taking that one into the mid lane. Maokai coming out for Velocitatum once again in the top lane. Definitely just an absolute menace up in that top lane, as we saw just unkillable without a full team focusing him down there. as the Renekton actually going to be picked up as the last pick in the draft there, going against that Maokai, the counter pick in the top lane. And Victor not getting the cast in this game will go on to the Varus. So two very zone control, wave control oriented champions in the mid lane there with Victor and Orianna. So matchup of CS likely is what we'll see there.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting lane. How are you hearing me now, Kevin?
There we go. That is a much nicer mic.
Okay, that would be the Sennheiser as opposed to the crummy 720p webcam microphone. So big ups.
Yeah,
big ups
you got to be careful with that one.
Yeah, so, no, absolutely.
Good to see you around here. I don't know if you had the stream running in overclocked. I would hope you did.
Sure did. Absolutely did. What an exciting first game. Holy.
Right?
Yeah.
I was a little worried because the beginning, it was a little bit of action, but fairly slow to start early on. But right around that 10-minute mark, especially like once Cassidy got his level 6.
Yeah, as soon as
the action didn't stop. I don't think I stopped talking afterwards.
Nope.
I don't think I was allowed to breathe for the next 30 minutes.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So we're going to see Dark Wings on Victor this game. That's interesting. That's a really fun champion, and one of those champions that you don't get to see that often. But when you do see somebody that's really good on Victor, it's a sight to be seen. That's for sure. A huge amount of poke, massive wave clear, and definitely really strong in fighting in small chokes, which is also where Orianna's strength is as well too. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays against each other.
So are we seeing Orianna in the mid lane there?
Oh,
because they're swapping up their positions then. Because Watchery was in support last game with the Nautilus.
Oh, this
will be
very
went in top lane. So
so I think
it's either.
Yeah,
I don't know if Kitten plays a whole lot of support. So
he's on Karma, that's for sure. So it will be interesting if we do see that Orianna in the support position. That would be very cool to see that coming from Connor McDaddy. I imagine we're not seeing Renekton support, but Watery's always
you don't think so.
Fun things, so yeah. So Watery's been the forever Cho'Gath. No, the Watery picked up Cho'Gath later. Bradshaw's was forever Cho'Gath, but and Nunu as well in the jungle. That'll be one of those champions you do see occasionally, but very mobile.
You see a lot more. Yeah, you see it a lot more in casual play than in necessarily competitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's interesting. We haven't seen any Fiddlesticks. No Fiddlesticks in any of these games, and I just want to say, Kevin, I think he's broken. Like, I might be letting out a secret here, but I'm willing to share it with our Edmonton community. I think he's broken. He's so good. Expect nerfs. That's what I'll say. Expect nerfs. He's so much fun as well, too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. The new rework of Fiddlesticks is incredibly fun. Also, I will say he is broken in ARAM. Because he is the only champion that gets free wards.
Free wards. Oh,
in ARAM,
the only champion that can ward. Interesting.
Yep. And gets a free sweeper, too. So, doesn't have to buy oracles to sweep out Teemo Shrooms and Shaco boxes in ARAM, so.
Not fair. Not fair one bit. That's hilarious. I didn't realize that they put that through.
Yeah. All right, so we are getting into the loading screen here. We've got Honorable on the blue side this time, and Inverse Area on the red side.
Yeah, side swap for these teams. Inverse had the option to choose sides as they lost the last game. Did choose to go for the double pick on red side this game as opposed to the first pick on the blue side. See how it plays out for them.
Yeah, and also getting that counter pick. So the Renekton was the last pick of the draft. So a specific counter pick to go against the Maokai, as I'm pretty sure we are seeing it top lane.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing that top lane. And the new not new Maokai, the Maokai, the beast that is Maokai, is just incredibly tanky in the current state of the game right now. He got a bunch of nerfs this patch, and that's supposed to mostly affect his early laning and his ability to continually harass with his Q. But Renekton, really, really strong early game. Going to pick that up against Maokai, hopefully shut him down in that early area of the game. But what we'll find is, as the game goes on, Maokai is going to kill Renekton. As the game gets longer. You wouldn't think so, but Maokai is going to kill Renekton as the game gets longer. So that's the state of the game right now.
No, we definitely saw that last game. That is a return pick here for Velocitatum. Absolutely dominant on it last game. Kind of got a free lane to farm in with going against a Shen, though, so might be a little bit different this time with the Renekton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shen is a strong top laner, like a strong duelist, but not as abusive as like Kled or Renekton.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we see opposite sides of the map being started up this time. Both the junglers started up on the top side of the map last game. So we will have mirrored paths this time, both starting from the blue buff.
Blue starts for both junglers. Something that you don't really see that often is junglers choosing to start blue. This, of course, was the standard for years and years and years. But now with that blue side starting from the blue, it's going to give him a different gank pattern, and I'm interested to see where he chooses to take that first gank with Set. Set being really strong at counter ganking. If he's taking this path here, I imagine he's going to be even heading down bottom.
We get the early root onto Buddy's back. The Ignite coming down. The flash forward by Jason Summer will take the first blood. The Ignite taken away will not be enough. The root coming down to Jamek and Banana, and he will be safe there. But an early level 2 and an aggressive play coming out of inverse area there.
Yeah, that's one of the things that this Karma brings to lanes that you're not going to get from most other supports. She pushes so well, and with both of them there, just getting that level 2 early, it seems like a lot of ADs in these series have been trying to force that early level 2 just to give that early damage fighting potential there, and absolutely paying off for them this game.
Yeah, no, we saw it last game with inverse area pushing for that level 2 early. As the gank does come down onto Velocitatum, he will flash away from that one, keeping himself pretty safe. Connor McDaddy tries to flash away from Jitos, will be able to stay alive there. Going to be taken very low, though, so a lot of action popping off right now.
Yeah, a lot of action on the map. The Snowball not connecting with Maokai. Maokai burning all his escapes there. Flash plus root to get out, but he does manage to get out. He's getting engaged on here, though, falling extremely low.
Yeah, the Ignite is down. Quadri taking him low. The Call to Meek not going to be there to finish him off, though, so we'll be able to walk away from that one.
Yeah, so he is getting this abuse in the lane, but flashy plays
here
here in the bot lane.
As they come in, Chasing Summer going down very low, will get the root onto Set. It will not be enough. Jitos surviving that one just out of range of the tower. And free kill down in the bot lane there.
Yeah, and given that he was able to bring with Set, when you bring two targets in together, if you're able to make them to collide, it ends up being a stun. So catches both players rotating in that bot lane. Picking them up. What a fancy play. Not something you see very often is the bot lane getting ganked on their way to the tower, especially at 4 minutes in the game. Very rare play.
Yeah, no, definitely one of the tougher ones to do. And, like, not even a wave there or anything, I don't think.
No, just raw CC. Just raw CC right there. The Thresh plus the Set crowd control, and Set with that huge health pool. If they did have to dive, he can maybe take a shot this early.
Meanwhile, Connor McDaddy now being taken very low as
Buddy going for the snipe.
Managing to get away from the gank there. The snipe! Buddy is back, is on the board with a beautiful arrow coming across. The flash forward, Jamek and Banana getting the the hook onto Specialty, and the double kill coming out for Buddy's back to start the game here.
Yeah, perfect hook by Thresh there. If you could see, he angled it a little bit to the left. Once he went into the darkness, he predicted that he would move to that side, and correct. Hits it right there. Perfect Thresh instincts there. Doesn't go to the right side. Doesn't go straight down. He imagines he's going to dodge in the lane. Angles it a little bit to the left, and he's able to grab him there. And when Threshes can get in your mind like that, that can really change just how you play the whole game if they always seems to manage to catch you.
Yeah, I was talking about it in the first game because we saw Jamek and Banana on that Thresh last week, and I mean, since Season 3, Thresh has always been a top-tier supports to pretty much any solo queue player, just because of the style and creativity you can put out on that champion, as Jitos comes in for the gank onto Watery there, being a little too aggressive in lane.
Yeah, Watery's going for the bully role 100%, and G-Toast is very mobile. It comes into the lane, Watery already having taken a bunch of damage, and this is really unfortunate for him. If the goal was to shut down the Maokai, it's too late. He's level 6, and we don't have any kills. He had so many close calls there, a lot of really close plays, Specialty putting a lot of ganks top lane early, but not able to close out the deal, and now it's going to be a tough lane from this point on for Renekton.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jamek and Banana, meanwhile, also roaming into the mid lane, almost taking down Connor McDaddy there. Didn't have flash up, but managed to survive through it. Did have to burn the teleport to get back to lane here, though. So.
And that Victor in the mid lane right now, basically even with Orianna and CS, both of them doing pretty well. Victor with the 2 assists, so that's going to give him a gold advantage. It's always interesting to see the purchase pass with Victors.
We do see Nunu coming in here. Doesn't quite follow up on it, but got the drift. Got the drift around the corner there.
The old Canadian kiss, snowball to the teeth.
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, just made it up, so you can keep it. You can keep it.
All right, Dragon being started up now first, in the Infernal Drake coming out first again. So
yeah, it's always nice to have an early Infernal Drake. One of those dragons that's always going to be useful no matter what team you're playing for that damage. But they're contesting here for the fight.
Yep, the smite did come down. Nunu did pick that one up, but Buddy is back, going to go on to a killing spree, finishing off Chasing Summer there with the piercing arrow. Lost Tatum being engaged on by Watery. I guess the fight got disengaged down in the bottom lane, as directed camera, as perfect as it is, besides the action in the top lane, is a bit more interesting.
Yeah, bot lane was done. We have ultimates popped in the top lane. We need to see that big gator, please and thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see right now, Watery winning all these trades. You know, he's able to do a ton of damage, but Maokai just heals for too much, and he can't push his advantage far enough to be able to put him in that danger zone where he can ult him, dive him, and pick up a kill. That whole trade, he's still at 70% HP.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's after really 2 trades, as Jason Summer gets hooked up again, rooted and killed. Buddy is back, now on a rampage, coming out with a vengeance in this game.
Yeah, Buddy getting a lot of gold early on this Varus. He's probably going to be able to finish his first pen item when he goes back. We'll see what he chooses to opt for here. Sometimes players can go for that early... I can't remember what the item is called, but it denies vision. It gives you the ability to one-shot wards. Oh, man.
Yeah, that is the one he went for. Umbral Glaive.
Umbral Glaive, yeah. So Umbral Glaive, just going to give them complete dominance in that lane, be able to clear out any vision that the Everstream tries to put out, and when you do have a Thresh as your support and you're ahead, that's a massive point for them. They're going to be able to potentially freeze the lane and just completely starve that lane.
Yeah, Watery now getting chased down by Jamek and Banana. Will get pulled back in. The set is there to help finish this one off. Will just dunk him into the wall. And
Watery in such an unfortunate position there.
Yeah, Buddy's back. Will get rooted up here. The damage coming out from Karma. The flash forward by Chasing Summer will get the root down onto Buddy's back, but it's not enough, and he does go down to the tower. Buddy is back, unstoppable now.
A very aggressive play by Kitten there, really trying to see if they can make something happen in that lane. Goes in, they almost managed to line him up and pick up that kill, but like you said, the tower damage is too much at this point. Towers hit so hard at this point And in the state of the game right now, they're very, very deadly.
The flash by Darkwings avoiding the shockwave there will be able to get away from the Nunu ulti, as well as Connor McDaddy having to flash away as Jamek and Banana is just all over this map and landing hook after hook.
Yeah, as you can see, he's already got the mobility boots. He's gone for Kindle Gem as his second item. He's got a little bit of armor as well, too, so he's going to be finishing off his support item pretty quickly, the helmet, whatever that one's called. And
the Knight's Vow?
Knight's Vow, yeah, but he's just, his mobility is absolutely insane. And look at this G-Toast, like, he just doesn't even care about towers. Set gets so much
I
help
think he
from that
purposely tanked that tower, actually.
He did.
Just to get some bonus grit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wassery going to stay safe in that top lane, though. Call the Meek's pretty good when you've got a full wave around you to heal up on. So
this is going to be a tough one for Inverse to be able to overcome at this point. The bot lane is pretty far behind. They're always in danger of dying whenever they push up past that midpoint in the lane. Ooh, and Watery's getting a gank again from G-Toast on the top lane.
Pulled back in by Toast there, goes down, and now the stun up onto Connor McDaddy. Jamek and Banana just continuing to hit hook after hook here.
Yeah, Jamakin plays all over the map. So he's just left, right, middle, top, bottom. Those Moby boots have paid for themselves 3 times over at this point.
Yeah, 11 kills to 1 so far. A 6k gold lead, if my math is correct here. At 12 minutes in. You're sitting at 500 gold bonus a minute? That's pretty good.
Yeah, they're at a very strong point in the game right now, and they don't have the first dragon. First dragon did go over to Inverse. They managed to pick that up.
Yep.
But right now, Karma is the only one that hasn't managed to, hasn't died yet. We're seeing a big CS lead in mid lane as well at this point, which is going to be very scary against that Victor. Victor, an excellent 100-0 mage.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely one of those stronger control mages, just able to put out so much damage while having a lot of CC and utility as well.
Yeah, he's going to be hard to deal with, and there's just so much mobility
guess
right
who's
now.
Back in mid lane? Jamakin manages to miss a hook. I believe I'm going to blame G-Toast for that one, as he tossed Connor the other way. As the Nunu ulti comes out, does not finish anybody off. Buddy's back, comes in and finishes off specialty on the backside. Watery coming in, will get rooted up, and he's all alone there, coming in a little bit too late to save his teammates. Will stun up, velocitate him under the tower, but that's a tanky Maokai. He's got no problems being under that tower, and that is a 3-for-1 with G-Toast going down at the end here. Maybe a 4-for-1. The hook comes out again, and Kitten has been assigned to death, but actually, he's going to get away. The shield coming out. Darkwings with the drive-by laser will survive through that one, and the fight lasting long enough that Connor McDaddy comes back to life and teleports back in to finish the fight.
Yeah, this is just non-stop right here. The Nunu is going to be able to connect here with the stun, but do they even have enough damage to take down the Maokai? Oh, it looks like.
Oh.
But G-Toast is back now.
Yeah, and the Zanya's definitely keeping the Maokai alive for long enough that G-Toast going to be able to come in and finish off Connor McDaddy. Chasing down the Maokai will not have the Facebreaker to pull the Nunu back in. So Nunu will be able to escape from that one, but just continued fights across the map here.
Yeah, non-stop brawling. At this point in time in the game, teams are okay with taking fights. There's not a lot of vision right now on the side of Inverse area. And plus, with the Umbral Glaive for Buddy, they've got the potential to deny vision even more. There's a lot right now that Inverse needs to worry about. They're not going to be able to move out safely to contest for objectives, and they don't know where they're rotating either. So Connor or Jamaican plays and G-Toast are just popping up all over the map, and they're there before you even know it.
Yeah, and the tower's going down now. I believe that is first tower being picked up by Inverse Area, though. Watchery managing to take that in the top lane just before the mid lane tower goes down.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Already. Yeah. Or actually, nope, never mind. I'm wrong. The top lane red side tower went down a while ago.
Yes, that's why it was so
totally
hard
missed
to
that
believe.
one. Yeah.
Oh, did Buddy connect? No, it looks like Buddy just missed his ultimate there onto the Xayah. Xayah able to survive as a result. But now we're at that point.
Yeah,
Maokai's level 11.
Yeah, Connor McDaddy now getting the shockwave onto Darkwings, but will it be enough? It will, with the help of Nunu, managing to stay alive through that one. Watchery trying to just do what he can to sustain in that lane, as Jamek and Banana will root up Kitten here, pull her back in. Buddy is back, going to get that kill. Continuing to build up 7-2-1 now on the Varus.
Yeah, very big on the Varus right now.
Yeah, as Watchery now getting engaged on by Maokai again in the top lane. The Ignite does come out once again, but Watchery, now Maokai in a lot of trouble. He's in between two towers with a Xayah on top of him. Chasing Summer will manage to get that kill finally, so the Maokai finally dies. But
goes down.
Bottom lane outer tower going down.
Yeah, and the gold goes on the AD. So the gold on the AD at this point, pretty good. Maybe better on the Orianna, but I still think probably better on the AD. They need these longer fighters that can kill the Maokai and the set.
Yeah. Oh, the Flash Forge trying to get a bit more damage by Cheetos there. Not going to be able to find that one, as Connor McDaddy will pick up that kill. As,
and this is
Cheetos
exactly what
out.
Inverse needs right now. They just need to get a couple more of these catches, and by a couple I mean about 6 or 7. And if they can do that, they might be able to jump back into the game. But it's tough.
Victor ulti, gonna be enough there. Oh, the beautiful root by Buddy over the wall. I don't know if that was blind. I don't think it was, but it still looked really good. Darkwing's now a little bit overextend. Will get the stun onto Kitten, which should keep him safe here. Actually going to aggress back onto specialty there. But
and that's the danger too with this Varus. He has the ability to make picks on his own, and with all the or not all, but with a lot of the gold on him as well too. He's dealing a lot of damage right now. So if Victor does manage to catch you with his ultimate, or sorry, if Varus does manage to catch you with his ultimate, you're pretty much guaranteed dead. Jamaican's looking for his hook. Does he get it? Yep, he does.
Yeah, lands it on specialty there. The Nunu will pop ulti, but has to flash away from there after it gets broken. The shockwave comes out, lands onto Jamakin, but he does manage to get the hook onto Connor McDaddy there, and he will go down as the bottom lane, the wet noodle fight going on in the bottom lane once again. Have to go back to that one as Shelly takes down the top lane tower. Another hook by Jamakin, just going to continue to kill people, and Chasing Summer going to be the third one in a row with their death sentence signed by Jamakin Banana.
Yeah, Jamakin just absolutely oppressive with these CC-based supports. He's got the ability to make sure that he lands the hooks, and who knows how he's gone.
He's gone.
The game is
and he's going under towers. Oh no! The DC giving Thresh his second death of the game with an execute.
Yeah, with an execute, nonetheless.
We might see a pause here with Jamakin continuing to DC here. I don't know for sure. But,
yeah, we certainly could. We are on the tournament draft, so they might wait until his res timer or his death timer's done, and then they may choose to pause the game. They may choose to just stall it out. He's coming in a couple seconds. They've got a dragon quickly as well, too, though. So this would be a greedy play to choose not to pause. There it goes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And there, we see the pause. The chat saying Thresh rage quit after just being too good.
Yeah, that's exactly
as we were
right.
saying, landing hook after hook after hook in the top lane there, leading to so many deaths, and I believe 3 towers. We got the inner inhib and one of the Nexus towers down in that top lane.
And it was a beautiful sight to see the Thresh path through the first tower, through the second tower, to the third tower. No towers down in the mid lane. No towers. I've got 3 towers length to walk. Like, you're never that far up when you DC and there's still towers there. It just doesn't happen. So
yeah, no, exactly. You don't expect to DC in your opponent's space with towers ready to kill you. As the pause is over, Thresh is back in the game, I believe. I would assume that's why they unpaused. So
yeah, I see the old reconnected.
Yeah, and Thresh is walking back to the dragon, so the fact that he's leaving base should show that he is alive and well.
It's a good sign of life moving.
Yep. Yep. As the
definitely
Mountain
didn't want to
Dragon
leave
started
that
up here,
Wolf
so
Dragon. Yeah, that would have been a very, very high-risk scenario.
Yeah. Didn't talk about it earlier, but so far, like, we have the exact same dragon setup as we did last game here. So, getting the same map once again, but almost going backwards as Chasing Summer now getting engaged on by Darkwings will get, or actually, sorry, it's the Orianna who goes down. I didn't even see her underneath there. Zaya will go down. Darkwings now with a triple kill, 9-1 and 7, just continuing to power through. Doesn't have the cast in this game, but is just as much a menace on this Varus. Or Victor. There's 2 V champions.
There's 2 V. I get confused as well, too. But you see just the damage that he's putting out right now. I think that's fully upgraded on his Victor item. He's got the Ludens. He's got 22 stacks.
Might be the game. The root coming out by Buddy is back onto the Renekton, going to be able to chase him away from this one. The last Nexus tower goes down. Specialty trying to clear some of the wave there. Lost to Tatum on the backside will get focused down by Chasing Summer. Jitos jumping down onto Connor McDaddy there in the backside will go down as well. Chasing Summer with the double kill so far. Specialty going low in the backside. Buddy's back able to finish him off, but Connor McDaddy comes in with the Q from Orianna, finishing him off. Watery getting Jamakin Banana. A little bit of payback from earlier in the game, and the base defense is there for Inverse Area.
The old base ace! The base ace that they don't have enough time to take. Or did he not get Darkwings? Oh, Darkwings got
no ace. Darkwings ran away early, yeah.
Darn. The near ace.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's exactly what negative space
1, I believe, so.
Inverse Area needs. Inverse Area needs to kill them all. That's what they need to do. This is tough. This is really tough at this point. Like, if you're in Inverse Area's position, it's very hard for you to see any sort of path to victory at this point. But just like the tried and true, players that they are, they're not surrendering. They're going to play it out. They're going to look for an opportunity, and they're going to take fights. They're not going to sit and wait for the game to end on their own, like randomly. They're going to take a fight, try and take an edge, and if the game ends, so be it.
Yeah, but and I mean they got a 300 gold bounty off of Buddy with that fight as well, and I mean going 4 for 1 when you're down almost 10k gold, you'll take that every day of the week.
Oh, absolutely, but it looks like Specialty might be caught out here in their top jungle, just farming.
Jamakin getting the flay down. Set going to use his ulti just to get some extra damage down. Darkwing's going to pick up that kill as Watery now caught out by Velocitatum on the backside. The 4-man shockwave! The Blade Caller does not actually find any marks other than Buddy's back there, though, so not as much damage as could have been done, and Darkwing's just running down Connor McDaddy on the backside, will burn down to ignite. A 2 for 1 so far, as Jamakin Banana and Velocitatum now pushing into the base, going to try to go for something here. We'll just get the top inhibitor as it respawns, so getting that one on cooldown pretty much. Kitten gets hooked up, and Buddy's back's now stunned by the Renekton in the backside. Will get the heals, but not going to be enough to keep him alive, as Nunu now going to let the snowball chase away and onto the minions there. So still defending the base, but Specialty actually now flashing forward, gets the root onto Buddy's back. Jitos gets rooted up on the backside as well by the Blade Caller. The shield comes out, so much shielding from Set, as we all know what he can do. Buddy's back, getting the piercing arrow across a couple of members as well, but not too much damage, just trying to disengage now at this point. And fights continuing to break out. I want to let you talk now.
Yeah, they are down, but they are not out. That is what they're showing here. They're getting exactly the plays that they need to get off those choke points. Those choke points are pivotal. Connor McDaddy being able to land that huge ultimate gives a lot of openings for their team. You just need to create damage so that you've got an opening to make a play. And as you can see, they all get out of there with sub 30% HP. So if they were able to push that a little bit further, they could have had a huge swing in their favor. They do pick up a little bit of gold there. They do manage to knock off a lot of stacks off the Victor. Victor dropping down from 22 down to 15 stacks on his Magi's now, so that's a lot of damage that they're able to take off there. They've got a Baron fight. And Baron with Orianna, there's the potential to make some plays.
Yeah, and that also, with being able to kill off Darkwings finally, was a 700 gold bounty as well. But this Baron is being started up, and I don't know if they're coming to contest here.
They're on their
actually
way.
landed onto specialty here. The Xayah gets rooted up, but will ulti away, tries to get away, but gets shut down by the Maokai on the backside. G-Toast now going very low. Watery in the backside kills off the jungler. The Baron sitting at 1600 HP. Nobody's hitting it right now, though. Specialty still alive. One of the junglers available for this. He can get in and steal away this Baron if he wants to. Tries to run himself in. Connor McDaddy will go down to Darkwings. Buddy is back. Will finish off the Nunu, and this should be the Baron after a messy fight.
Yeah, and that's going to be Baron and maybe game here, because we do see TP available on Maokai with 2 super minions pushing up on the top side and 4 reses that are going to be up. Chasing Summer about to respawn. No, he's not going to make a play for it. They do have 3rd Dragon they can go for as well here. But yeah, that fight's so close for Inverse. So close. The Baron doing a ton of damage. Set sitting on the backside of Baron for the majority of that fight. Just absolutely getting pounded by the Baron. If you're not aware, Baron does do more damage when you're behind him as well too. So taking a bunch of extra damage from that Baron buff there. Not falling extremely low, but they didn't have an opportunity for a steal. Baron didn't quite go low enough. And Orianna, they just kited it out long enough. I don't know how. I guess the Victor shields off of Baron. That's really how, off the Victor Q. That's how they managed to keep that there when their tanks had fallen. But well played.
And also
by
note, with those with those back Baron attacks, they are also AoE as opposed to the single target attacks that he has when you're in front of him. So
that's true,
multiple members can be tanking the Baron if they're sitting in the back of the Baron pit there. But now Baron push is on here. The teleport coming in, keeping the minion alive too. As the root onto Xayah, not able to ulti up in the air in time there. Now Watery in the middle of everybody. Buddy is back going to kill him. Specialty being dropped onto Connor McDaddy in the backside. G-Toes will be picking up that kill. Jason Summers staying alive for just a little bit longer. The hook going to miss onto him as Specialty was taken down in that fight. Now it's just 2v the world. And now Kitten and Chasing Summer gets pulled forward, taken very low. Buddy is back, will manage to pick up Kitten. Chasing Summer will stay safe on the fountain, and that is game number 2 going down. Team Honorable taking it 2-0 with a fantastic, very decisive win.
Yeah, super decisive win. Dominant performances by a lot of people. So many playmakers on the team. As you can see here, falling so low. First Blood comes out for the bot lane. They managed to start off with the First Blood down there. Almost pick up a double kill here. Not quite. But unfortunately, as the game went on, that second play that Jamaican Banana made right here with the set coming in really just shifted the entire flow of the game. If you see where the minion wave is as well too on the bot lane, it's just about to crash on the tower. So taking down the AD sets them so far behind and just really sets them up for this strong push as the game continues forward.
Yeah, that's absolutely knowing back timings extremely well. Like that was perfect back timing by Inverse Area to come back, as you said, hit that get back to the tower as the wave is crashing and really not miss out on too much experience. But Honorable there, like G-Toast and Jamek and Banana, knowing when they're going to arrive, just ready and waiting for them.
Yeah, and the roams from Jamek and just...
Oh my god, look at that hook!
Yeah.
Like, that was a big story of this game.
Yeah, Jamakin really just appeared in pretty much every lane. We saw him top lane once, but we saw him mid a lot. We saw him bot lane, of course. We saw him making plays with the jungler. And then once that snowballs a little bit, you see Victor, as the game just got on, became this really, really dominant threat. The mid game was really controlled by Buddy. Buddy got a lot of the strength in the mid game, and then as the game started to shift forward and forward, Victor putting out so much damage.
Yeah, no, and looking at the damage charts post-game, Victor, Darkwing sitting there with 31,000 damage to champions, highest in the game by about 6k gold, or 6k damage. So, with the next highest being Buddy, more than 10k more than the highest on inverse area. So that kind of tells you the story of the game right there.
Victor hurts. He does a lot of damage, and he's one of those champions that you don't see that often. And when you do see him, it's generally by people who are pretty competent on him. And he does a lot when you're competent.
Yeah, for sure. And we see more hooks. I feel like probably 90% of these replays are going to start off with Jamakin flying in and landing a hook.
The replay starts with a...
Yeah.
Old hook sound.
Yeah, and there we go. You see another death sentence. Connor McDaddy there getting taken down once again in the mid lane. But really a great series. Honestly, Inverse Area having a very solid game, number one. It was a very close matchup throughout. I didn't know who was going to win until, we actually had a winner.
And the second game as well too. They may have been down a lot in gold the whole game, but they were showing that they weren't out as these fights came on. The last fight was very dominant by Honorable. The last fight of the game, not close, not close at all. But before that, as they were trying to make the pressure that they needed to make that final push, Inverse gave them hell at every single step.
We had 3 or 4 of the last couple fights there going the way of Inverse Area, as like it just seemed like Honorable couldn't crack that base. But once they got the Baron buff, it was kind of that was all she wrote. That was the last thing that Honorable needed to finish up, clean up that game, and take the win.
And you can see there with that fancy footwork from the Victor, just able to get kills that most carries wouldn't be able to get at that point there. Great dodging by Kitten in that play as well too, taking the minimum amount of damage, trying to get himself out of there, surviving, snaring. But Victor picking up those kills, and just as the game went on, he just did so much damage.
No, a well-played series by both teams. Really fun, really exciting to watch. Continuing to make me excited to see what kind of action we get with the Quarantine Charity Cup coming up next weekend.
We've got a lot of great players in town. We've also got a lot of great amateur players as well. Or not, well, everyone's an amateur here, but we've got a lot of great...
I was going to say, I don't think we've got, like, Bjergsen or anybody showing up, so...
I think he was actually quarantined in Calgary, so no, he was not. We've got a lot of really, really strong players, and like even our mid-tier players, their games are always super exciting and fun to watch, and it's great to see, a gold team versus a gold team in a hard-fought game. So I'm super excited for all the games. So if you guys aren't aware, you can get more information by going to overclock.com/EQCC for Edmonton Quarantine Charity Cup. So overclock.com/EQCC. It has all the details for the tournament. You've got this donation link there as well too for the food bank. Not quite as short of a link there, so not going to be able to recite that on stream. But
No.
If you want to make a donation, just a small donation, and then you're entered into a tournament. And it's going to be a lot of fun with a lot of great teams and a lot of great games.
Yeah, so in the meantime, that will be it. We won't have a game number 3 because as math works, a best of 3 would be 2, and Honorable managing to take the first 2 games here. So we will be coming back next week with the tournament, and I think we might have one more show match next week.
Yeah, that was the plan. We were going to do one more show match next Wednesday. So we will see how that goes. If you want to play, I was looking to get one of those gold games set up. So if you've got a gold team and you want to play, there's a link to the Discord at that overclock.com/EQCC there. You can get in touch with me on the Discord, and then we will get you set up, and we can tell you all the things you're doing right. And none of the things you're doing wrong. Just all the things you're doing right.
And I mean, you don't have to worry about, I don't want to show off my Fiesta gameplay that Gold is known for. Because if you've been watching the show matches, I'd say Fiesta describes most of the ones we've seen so far.
Fiestas are fun. F is for fun. They're great. And it's also Fiesta. F for Fiesta.
They make me lose my voice.
That's fair.
But anyways, that will be it. That will do it for us this week here on the Overclock Gaming Edmonton Quarantine Charity Cup in support of the Edmonton Food Bank. Brought to you by ICU Video, producing the stream here. I've been Kevin Noteman Kyle, joined for game number 2 by Tim Los Panderos Cooper here.
That's me.
That's you. And so we will see you next week. Same bat time, different bat day, same bat channels on both YouTube and Twitch. We will see you there. And have a good night.
Peace out.